Depression and anxiety are on the rise. I'm going to offer you all a possible solution to these issues, and this will be a story about how I was able to overcome the anxiety and depression that plagued my life. We all deal with mental health issues. They may not be the exact same issues, but oftentimes there are similarities between them. Today I'm going to talk about the correlation between increased screen time and increased mental health issues, particularly anxiety and depression. I'm going to first give a summary of my own struggles with mental health, ask what might be contributing to increased anxiety and depression, then I'll show what I was able to find in my research on the topic. And I first noticed anxiety and depression in myself in junior high, and that's when I started noticing the negative effects that it was causing in my life. I tried talking with my parents about it, but they had little to no experience on the subject, and I had no idea how to help me. My grades started to decline. I had zero motivation to make friends or interact socially at school. I spent an increasing amount of time playing video games and interacting with people online while I was a completely different person in the real world. I was finally able to see a therapist that after learning about my issues, she suggested I might be addicted to my screen or screens. So I continued to see that therapist and began to ask questions. First being, could my screen addiction be the cause of my increased anxiety and depression? I wanted to figure out why I wasn't able to navigate life like almost everyone else around me. I originally asked the question, but I think that I was led to the question by my therapist. Finding the cause or causes of my issues would be the first step in figuring out how to better deal with them. And I figured I couldn't be the only person struggling with these issues. I've learned a lot about this topic the past few years. Here's some possible answers and research that I've found. Possible answer would be A, excessive screen time causes increased anxiety and depression. B, excessive screen time exacerbates existing anxiety and depression. C, being excessive screen time is merely an indicator of other issues that cause or exacerbates existing anxiety and depression. The relationship between all these answers is that they all involve excessive screen time and a possible correlation to increased anxiety and depression. I was able to find multiple studies that found correlations between excessive screen time and higher levels of reported anxiety, depression, and lower self-worth would be the third one. I was able to find a review of studies done by Ellen Fieldman, MD, 2023, which concluded that 38 of the 50 studies reviewed showed a correlation between screen time and mental health effects. I have a little chart here from one of the studies, and this shows across different population groups as the time increased in hours per day of screen time, the rate of lower well-being goes up, and exponentially goes up around the 4-hour mark. Kind of goes up the whole time, but around 4 hours kind of spikes up, and this is self-rated lower well-being. These are different populations in the US and boys and girls in the UK. So what would be at stake would be the ever-precious screen time that most people indulge in, but to give that up might mean the benefit of better mental health. And realizing that I was doing things to impact my mental health negatively gave me the opportunity to change for the better. Living a life with less screen time and more real interactions with those around us will lead to living a more fulfilled and happy life. So if you're struggling with mental health issues, anxiety, depression, low self-worth, There may be multiple contributing factors, and if you spend a lot of time on your phone or playing video games, um, especially over 4 hours per day, there may just be a correlation between that and the mental health effects that you're realizing. After doing all the research and experimenting with myself by cutting down on my screen time, I found tremendous improvements in multiple different areas of my life, but most importantly, my mental health has improved because of it.